Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time of day you are tuning in for us. I've got a treat for you. And actually, let me see, because I want her on screen right away. Let me change my gallery. There we go. This is another one of my friends, my sister. And actually, this sister changed my life. I'll get into it in just a little bit, but I am introducing you to Sister Sierra L. Grigsby. And I'm going to tell you just a little bit about her. And again, I love this, her pronouns, she, her, tiny captain. And I'm going to start using tiny captain. Has Tiny Captain arrived? Here, I love it. Sierra Grigsby joined the Black Girls Run community as a novice runner out of desire to gain a healthy mental, physical, and spiritual approach to overall wellness. She is a United States Air Force veteran, so the idea of a disciplined approach to learning a new skill set was not lost on her. She initially had trepidation, and that was wrapped around the idea of being an inexperienced runner and the level of commitment required in order to be successful. Those fears were quickly quelled after watching the growth of the other everyday women attaining success as documented on the BGR Black Girls Run Facebook page. Those women represented a collection of runners at every level, in a variety of sizes and shapes. She saw herself in them, and that sealed the commitment that began in 2012 and continues until this day. The early days of BGR were focused on the weekly group runs, but quickly grew into something more. Sierra committed to serving in an ambassador role in order to lead, support, organize, and encourage other women interested and a lifestyle change. Those same women that she was impressed upon to help lead and guide have carried her through many of life's journeys, including becoming an empty nester when her daughter left for college, and many other losses and gains that affect us all. Most recently, Sierra is mourning the loss of her beloved mother, Mrs. Gloria Jean Mack. Her BGR family continues to meet weekly, and while running is the focus, the camaraderie naturally lends itself to caring about each other. The members of BGR have held her closely throughout this profoundly difficult transition. During this period of grief, she has been reminded of the role that her dear mother, Mama Mac, as she's referred to by the ladies, instilled as an early commitment to fitness. Sierra was first introduced to a healthy lifestyle and mindset by her mother before it was trendy. Her mother introduced her to step aerobics in the 80s. Yes, and continued her own personal fitness journey throughout her entire life, well into her 70s. Sierra is reminded daily of the gift of wellness her mother instilled. One of her most important goals in life is to continue the tradition of wellness taught by her dear mother and reaffirmed through BGR Nation. My dear, my sister, Sierra, how are you?
You know, I tell people I take it breath by breath. But overall, I'm okay. Um, Hearing that my mom is no longer here still, brings tears to my eyes, but her memory lives forever. And every day I wake up and I think, man, it's not a dream that she's gone. She's really gone. And then second, I think you got to get your mind right for what's got to be done. And then thirdly, I get up and get moving, because as long as I'm moving, I'm okay. I'm
Yeah,
okay.
I hear you. I hear you. One of my wonderful memories um, was in meeting your mother, meeting your parents
Yes.
during a wonderful race.
Yes.
And I also got to see your parents cut a rug.
Yes.
And I take that and it brings me joy whenever that memory comes up on my timeline.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And the joy, you cried that day too, because we were all so excited.
Yes.
Like, Sierra, mom and them here. And it was a joyous day. And so I
Yes.
thank you for sharing that with me.
Yes. 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 And she loved each and every one of you all. Because she took more pictures. I was like, Mama, we don't even know them. But here she is, posted up on the internet. So
Yeah, it was very special.
yeah.
So are you. You the fruit of her loins. I began by saying that you changed my life. You as sharing with the audience your bio and your background, which I didn't know how you came into Black Girls Run, but
Mhm.
in reading your bio, I understand that you had some trepidation, and so did I. I
Mhm.
stalked the website for a whole year before I got up the courage to come on out, because I felt like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to run. I don't even really like running.
Yes.
These people are going to be all accomplished runners. And what I've said to you before, and I will continue to, is how grateful I am for how welcoming and how caring you were. You know how it is when you get into something new, there's a
Yeah.
little hazing that goes on. And you didn't. You made me feel cared for,
Mhm.
not just for being a new runner,
Mhm.
by being a sister.
Yes. Yes.
And you're still that way. You're
Yes.
so consistent. I've only been running, as you know, just 4 years.
Mhm.
So I'm really new at this. And every time you continue to ask, so how you doing? How's everybody? Is everybody you? Yeah, what do you want to do today? Everybody have plans? What do you got plans for the weekend? You okay? Anybody need a run partner? You know, watch your step, keep your head on a swivel. Uh
Oh
so
my gosh, that's so
um
me.
so I'm very grateful to you and for you. And this is such an honor to get a chance to chat with you. For anyone who's new, again, you're part of the Dr. Mel's Super Grown Sister family. And this channel is for sisters who are contemplating retirement, a little apprehensive
Yeah.
about it, but insist on embracing a life of wellness and glorious living. And that surely defines you.
Mhm.
So we're gonna get right into it. Oh, and as I'm getting together with my questions, for the good of the whole, I've got to say right away, you are far from 60. But again, as I get more feedback,
Uh-huh.
you don't need to be. Actually, everybody should be thinking about these things, male, female, younger, older.
Agreed.
And this is great because we hope it's going to help somebody. So,
Amen.
okay. All right. So we talk about these things. Again, I have to keep saying for the good of the whole. We work out a whole lot of the world's problems
Yes.
on the pavement. What do you call
Amen.
it? What do you say?
Amen.
You
Yeah.
call it what the therapy on the pavement, or
Amen.
you,
Amen.
all,
Amen.
all of
It
that?
is definitely I pay a copay to a therapist because I just need that. But I tell you what, it goes down on the pavement.
Yes, ma'am. It does. Yeah, I feel like I'm free to speak about what I need to speak about when we're together, when we're out there, and you know, sometimes right after good morning, how we do, just just jump right on in there. So it is great. So I've shared with you my planning for retirement journey. How about you? How are you preparing? What kind of steps are you taking to get ready for this transition?
So, excuse me. So, my greatest example of what retirement looks like are my parents. My dad retired Navy. My mom worked corporate America. They were business owners, and some kind of way they made it all meet in the middle. And so, when they retired, oh gosh, 30, 20, more than 20 years ago,
Wow.
um, they never went back to employment. They embraced retirement fully. Well, it looks a little bit different for me. What I realized, I contribute to my 401k, my company, shout out to Coca-Cola. They have a generous 401k plan. They also have a generous plan that you can participate in through the credit union, which is complimentary financial advisement. One day I woke up and realized retirement is not going, the funding of retirement is not going to happen on its own. And I was going to have to do some work. And I started looking at the numbers. Although my salary is not, I'm not a six figures type person, but the advisement that I got was, you have got to manage that debt. And between managing my debt, participation in my 401k plan, and being smart about my finances, I found a plan that's going to get me close to looking like what my parents had.
Outstanding. That's great. Does now your retired Air Force, will that come into play? I don't know much about retiring from the military. How does that work? How will that work?
Yeah, so I actually am just a 6-year veteran of the military, so I didn't retire. But the gift about the military is that it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I'm able to use VA benefits, and some of those benefits mean seeing a doctor without those exorbitant copays that you may incur if you were with a private healthcare. I'm also able to get like my driver's license and my license plates at reduced or complimentary fees. And while that's not a lot, that's still money that I can keep in pocket for myself.
That's right.
When we purchased our home, we were able to use a VA loan. So it's a couple of percentage points lower than what's advertised.
Mm-hmm.
My husband is a disabled veteran, so he has a monthly allotment that is income for our household. So although we didn't retire, we are still definitely reaping the benefits of our time that we served with the Air Force.
Outstanding, as well as should be.
Yes, amen.
So, what's your time frame? When do you think you will retire?
Yeah, so the magical number at Coca-Cola is 55.
Okay.
And that just introduces you to some lifelong benefits, healthcare. My pension will, it will be available for me. So what I want to do is get to 55 and kind of exhale and
Okay.
figure out what I'm going to do from there. uh, Because I won't stop spending, so I'm probably gonna keep on working. So, which is I'm fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking. I'm in like a 7 to 10 year window of getting to that age, figuring out what I'm gonna do that for a few more years, and then, that real retirement of maybe I work one day a week just to fund a trip to London. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Uh-huh.
so right now I'm in that 7 to 10 year window of making the magic happen.
Okay. All right. That sounds great. You've got some time, but
Hmm.
you're thinking about it and
Yes,
planning and having discussions about it.
yes.
So, how do you feel um, emotionally, physically, just as you're taking these steps toward retirement? Are you feeling pretty good about where you are?
You know what? There's some days when I peek at the numbers and I'm like, oh Lord, that ain't gonna do. And
Mhm.
then there's some days, given what's going on in the world, I'm like, I don't care if that's not it or not. I gotta be able to be free to just move about as I please. But mentally, my head is in the game. I'm trying to get there.
I hear you. I hear you. It sounds like you're really making some excellent steps
Yes,
also. That is
yes.
great. Um, so what do you think would be the most challenging part of the transition when you come to that?
So sadly, we had the worst practice during COVID of being home and alone and
Mhm.
away from our teammates. Um, and I actually miss that camaraderie. I miss hearing in real time about folks' kids and their t-ball games and we got a big age range in my department. So it's everything from I sang karaoke to, I went to Costa Rica, for lunch, just the most random things. And I miss hearing that. And I miss, when people were excited to tell me these amazing stories and they love shock value because I give them, I'm like, what? You don't say. Tell me more. So I will surely miss just having those opportunities because leading up to COVID, I had no idea that I could actually miss an office environment and coworkers, but I
Mhm.
did.
And that's something.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay. All right.
yeah,
All right. Yeah, because that was hard. That's right. The pandemic put the kibosh on getting together in all kinds of realms. I mean,
ex-
even when we met up, we still had to wear masks and
exactly. Mm-hmm.
we had grown accustomed to embracing each other,
Mm-hmm.
huddling
Mm-hmm.
for photos. So we
Mm-hmm.
had to be more cognizant of that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
right. I,
yeah.
I see that. I think I'm gonna be all right. Y'all good. We're good. But no, but honestly, yeah, we do need the social interaction
Mm-hmm.
is really important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So you talked a bit about knowing that, hey, you're in the game and if you need to do a little work, you'll
Mm-hmm.
do what is required. What are,
Absolutely.
what are your thoughts on reduction in pay?
So that right there may be the struggle. But the one things that I have done on this end was getting our home redecorated. Like we're putting in a lot of money right now. We're interior and exterior. So we're doing a lot of stuff to the yard. We're having rooms painted. We're, replacing carpet. We're doing all those things right now while we can work harder to pay them off.
Mhm.
So, and we're hoping that the improvements that we're doing are enough to last us where we won't have to do this same for another 10 years. So maybe as on my way out the door with some of those last, paychecks is to kind of tweak what we've done thus far. And then once we do that, whatever we did, that's gonna have to last.
Yeah, I hear
Cause
you.
yeah, because I don't kind of see myself going for another full-time job just to put a roof on the house. So whatever it is, it's gonna have to last.
It's gonna have to do.
It's
Yeah,
gonna have to do.
right. I hear you. And those are the things that I'm thinking about. Again, I'm closer to coming on out than you are, but
Hmm.
I'm like, oh man, there's some things
Yeah.
that could stand some upgrading
Mm-hmm.
in my little place,
Mm-hmm.
I think about, okay, I won't have a car note soon, but again, you know how cars are. You
Yep.
always will need a car
Yep.
down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so like you, I'll do what needs to be done, but I don't know what I'll do. I just can't do another
Yeah.
gig like this.
Not at all.
I
Not at
kind of
all.
joke and say, find me something Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 10 to 2. Those are my hours. Find me something cute Tuesday through Thursday, 10
Yep.
to 2 now,
Yeah.
10 to
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, just gonna step out on faith. But your strategy, I mean, that sounds good. We'll do what needs to be done, and hey, it's
Yeah.
gonna have to hold.
Right. Right.
So as you prepare in giving someone advice,
Mm-hmm.
um, your daughter, anyone who's looking down this road, even me, if you had one piece of great advice, what would that be?
I have to give this information credit to Clark Howard, and I heard it. Oh gosh, it had to have been somewhere in the 90s. And one of the things that he said was, you have to fund your retirement, but not your kids' education. Meaning, we're not co-signing any loans for children to go to school. We're not paying, we're not doing any of that. And I don't know why that stuck with me, because a couple of things. I didn't start saving for my retirement when I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did was I looked at my kid and I was like, girl, you're going to have to figure it out.
Hey.
You're gonna have to figure it out. So now let's put this in the context. My kid was probably 5 at the time, and she's looking at me like, this nut.
You have been preparing a long time. That's right.
This nut.
Yeah, I hear
And
you.
it's one of the things that when I told her, because I used to tell her at that time, I said, we got one time to get it. I said, I need you to get it the very first time that I tell you, because one day we're going to reap so much joy of doing this right on this end that we're not going to be able to contain ourselves. And Mel, she went to, shout out to Clayton State. She did a dual enrollment with Clayton State. She
Yes.
went off to UGA, graduated in 2016, Go Dogs.
Hey.
And I signed between the generosity of gifts, the Hope Scholarship,
Mm-hmm.
and a nice mama and a giving granny. Because I was like, Mama, you
Yes.
sliding her some money. I know you are, but I ain't gonna hold that against you.
Mm-hmm.
She was able to come out of school with, I want to say maybe $7,000
Wow.
in
Oh,
student loan debt. And you know what she did? She sacrificed, paid off those loans, built her the biggest house I've ever seen in my life. And you know what? She's miles ahead because no student loan debt.
no student loan debt.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So my one piece of information that I would say, and you can make that parallel with anything, whether it's student loans, cards, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
finance your retirement, finance your future.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else, you got to work that stuff out, another way, because these years come quickly.
Wow.
She's now going to be 30.
Oh my gosh.
And we're all just kind of just skating on into life is pretty good over here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so
Yeah.
that's my one piece of
Oh,
advice.
that is outstanding. Absolutely. That is definitely one to be shared. And she's
Yeah.
so smart and so pretty, additionally. So that's good. Hey, well, you told her, I need you to get this now. So she was saying, yes, you got it. You got it. That's outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you again. You have been a supporter for my little channel right off the bat.
Yes.
And you and I talk about these things
Yes.
regularly.
Yes.
And I knew that you would be a dynamic interviewer. because you're a dynamic person. Just for the good of the whole, even again, we had to have a discussion before the interview, and I was just sharing with Sierra that if there's ever anyone who needed their own televised podcast or YouTube channel, it is she. Very engaging and full of wisdom, and can deliver it to you wittily.
Gotta make sure you get it.
Really witty. I appreciate wit whenever I can get it. Also, I shared about my day. I attended a wonderful health fair, and one of the wonderful things I participated in was a chair massage. And so I want to give a shout out because I need to go and see another BGR member, a friend of Sierra's and mine. A shout out to Brandy McGee. Be Still Healing. Let's see. Well, I'm going to put it in the chat box. So wonderful massage therapist. Recommend that you go see her, and I'm going to make my appointment. If you enjoyed this, I certainly did. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe. Hey, or tell me, hey, it should have been longer, or you wanted more information, put it in the comments. I'd be happy to receive it. Thank you very much, Sister Sierra. I love you very much. This has been wonderful.
Love you too. Love you too. Keep doing this amazing work. One day we're gonna get there. We just have
absolutely.
to. We're gonna have to.
Looking forward to it. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And one thing that I want to show you, I'm gonna drop off camera just 1 second. One thing that I do believe in, my mantras are all around me, just above me. I have a sign that says inhale and exhale, but also the ability to support Black women. I don't know if it's gonna turn out right.
It is.
But the one thing that I appreciate is you sharing the knowledge, the wisdom, all the avenues that your channel is about to take, because I feel like things are happening here. You're not keeping that information to yourself. You are generous enough to share it with us. So I appreciate the time for sure.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Yes, support Black women. That's what we do. Yeah, another wonderful thing that you do, you protect our space.
Yes.
So that we can talk, enjoy, and be about our physical, spiritual, and emotional journey. Thank you. Yes, that cup is coming through. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. I look forward to bringing you more information as we move through this time. Take care, everybody. Thanks. Bye-bye.